man with outside and dogs.
Alright.
So, hey, we're back.
This is too sensible for me,
Today,
man.
we took a week off because Eric decided to be old. And
Oh, dude, yeah, man. Dude, the spirit's willing, but the body might not be.
what is that you're doing? You're just picking up a box? And it's just,
No. I flipped over in bed.
How the
Like,
hell you
seriously,
flipped over? Yeah, you literally woke up on the wrong side of the bed with a growing pain.
Literally, I used my leg to kick myself over to the other side, and I pulled my groin muscle.
Oh God! All right, well that's different.
And it's taken like a week for it to freaking heal. But for like the first 3 or 4 days, I was just limping around. I could barely lift my leg, and I had to like slide off the freaking bed.
Like, oh. I mean, I laugh, but then again, I have that issue during the summer. If it gets too cold, my knee hurts. So fucking, that's just life right now at this point. I think we're just getting old, and life is catching up to us.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
I'm not tripping. I'm getting old.
So we got 2 weeks of topics to talk about.
2 weeks of topics.
Just random stuff. We're gonna do what we did last time, just wing it. Maybe not make it as long as 2 hours. But we do have a lot of assortments of whiskey here. We're sticking to whiskey again. I know I will try to do beer one day, but it's a school night, and we're going to get too fucked up. So we're going to start off today.
Come on, I live fucked up. What the fuck are you talking about? Even when I'm sober, I'm fucked up.
This is true. How you pronounce this damn liquor?
Gretchstone?
Grinds? You got to say it like Scottish.
Gretchstone?
Grindston. Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. It's the first choice of the. It was a double matured. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know what double matured means either.
Maybe that's something we should look up, since this is in heart form and true a drinking podcast. I always like how it sounds. The last time I was pouring drinks in this on this podcast, the sound of it just sounded so sexy. You can hear the fucking pouring into the. That's just attractive.
So finishing whiskey, that's what it's called.
All right. So what is it? For those who don't know, because I don't know.
Is a procedure that some whiskeys undergo where the spirit is matured in a cask of a particular origin and then spends time in a cask of a different origin. From a couple of months to the entire maturation.
Oh, so it's just...
So they just change barrels.
They just aged the barrel. Okay, so let me ask... Well, then why did it make it sound so fancy? That was mature. All right, so here's the explanation to it right here on the bottom. First stage is matured specifically in white oak cask. All right. Second phase is finished in the finest bourbon oaks cask. Okay. So now we're putting it all together, and it all makes sense. Perfectly sense. Ooh, that's a good smell. That's a good bite.
This does have a nice bite. Has a nice color to it, man. It like...
Woo, it's sexy.
Yeah.
That's sexy. Ooh, it was starting it off the night right.
That's nice.
That's definitely after long days of work I had today. Mm-hmm. This is definitely...
I spent my day covered in sawdust, so...
You back doing woodwork?
Yep.
What kind of woodwork you doing now? Oh, you still owe me a damn table. It turns to a bench.
I owe you a table that turns into a bench. I'm still building some shelves, and I have to build another table, farmhouse table.
Ooh, how much you charging them for that?
I have no idea, but I mean, the amount of work that goes into it. I mean, I've seen them go for a decent amount. Man.
I've seen them go for $500 not that long ago.
Yeah,
so that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Well, it also depends how long it takes you to finish it. Because if it takes you a day or two to finish it, that's fine. But if it takes you a week, $500, it really isn't that much for all that work. You know what I'm saying?
Man, suddenly we became the Michael Berry show. Michael Berry show here. We were going to talk about woodland and fencing.
I like to use a nice mahogany. Eventually, I want to get to where, like, what's his name from Parks and Rec?
Talking about Bob Hope?
No, Bob Hope.
That's an actor. No, what's the Bob Vila? Want to do this old house?
Yeah. I don't want to do this old house. I don't want to do this old house, but
oh, you're talking about the man? What is it? The district man? Was it Ron?
Yeah, Ron Swanson.
There's only like 2 different types of meats. What was it? Fucking cooked and uncooked and cooked or some bullshit like that.
Uncooked and burnt.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Something like that. But yeah, he's an actual woodworker. He has his own woodworking
I know in real
company,
life, yeah.
and he can really tell the woods by their smell.
Is it kind of like Al from?
Yeah, he's kind of like Al. Exactly.
He's like a more gruddier version of
If
Al.
you put the wood under his nose, he could tell you. And even I think what the video that I watched, he was specific about where the wood came from.
This comes from the northern regions.
Yes.
Of Oregon. Like, what the fuck? That's too much. That's like what people do.
So I mean, I'd like to get to that point where you could tell.
I'd like to get to that point with whiskey and beer. I mean, I still got some.
I can tell the difference between whiskey and beer by smelling it.
No, you cannot. Has been proven.
Whiskey and beer?
Oh, whiskey and beer, yes. Whiskey and whiskey, no.
Whiskey and whiskey, probably not.
No, because you confused McCormick with
Apparently, so you confused McCormick with something too.
Oh, I confused Jack with something. Well, I think I confused Jack with McCormick.
Poor Jack. I am Jack's disappointed heart.
Well, those people won't get that reference.
No, they won't. If you get that reference,
dude, I tried.
PowerPoints to you.
Look, I've tried using that reference around people that claim that they're like fucking Fight Club fans, and none of them get it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just said you were a fan of the damn movie. Like, what do you mean you don't understand what I am? I'm Jack's appendix. I am Jack's lack of emotions.
I am Jack's lack of surprise.
Speaking of Jack, fucking, that's literally no way leaning into this. But did you watch the cover-ups of Snyder cuts that came out this week?
No, I haven't. I have not had a chance to watch
apparently
this.
they're like literally retconning everything, so that the Jared Leto Joker looks more like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which is impressive. It looks nice. You can look it up right quick. I know they just released it like during the Super Bowl, and but they're totally retconned. If you're really trying to follow the way the movies are being set, Justice League is supposed to come out before or right after Suicide Squad. So something went horribly wrong when suddenly like Jared Leto's tattoos just disappeared. Do Snyder cut Jared Leto, and I'll show you.
I was thoroughly disappointed with the whole Super Bowl.
Here's this. Oh, everyone was disappointed in the whole Super Bowl. This one that actually shows the actual picture of him. Here we go.
Ah, it does look a lot like.
It's good. It's a grittier version, but have you noticed tattoos have suddenly disappeared?
Yeah.
And his hair is longer. So like they're retcon something. Like as long as those Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they're trying to work them into the same universe.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of those things where they find out that Jared Leto Joker is what people rumored to be the original Robin.
Oh yeah.
That was the fucking the theory. Instead of doing Red Hood, this is gonna make him to the Joker, which that's fine with me.
That doesn't seem like out of the realm of believability because the time matches up.
Mm-hmm. And then actual real Joker,
because the real Joker was around when Bruce Wayne was a kid.
Yes.
And then this Joker is kind of a little more age appropriate for him being so old.
Yes.
So it makes sense. And Robin's already dead.
Yeah.
Technically, So it definitely could work to make him the.
I'll be for it. I mean, let's sit down and think about the stuff that they're deciding to do with the DC universe. And I'm just like, a fucking fanboy can do a better job of what they're doing over there. There's so much potential that this series had, and they just really goughed it up so bad. So, I mean, let's see how this 8-hour Snyder cut do. Even though it's not going to do anything, not going to change anything. It's just, this what could have happened type scenario. It's like we're living in our own WandaVision.
This is what I wanted to happen.
And no one watched
it. You know what? I love Snyder. My favorite thing that he did was the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
That's the only thing good that he did. That and 300.
300 was badass. I love 300.
But 300...
I hated the sequels.
Yeah, because it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It was just them imitating Zack Snyder. But the thing with 300 was it was... The way the comic is written, as Mark Miller comic books. His comics was always been over exaggerated to the point of what the fuck is going on. So the way that Zack Snyder filmed it, it fit perfect to that realm of exaggeration. Like, yes, this is an over exaggerated story. I'm gonna make it over exaggerated with just highlighted abs and fucking slow motion. It made sense. The problem with that is Zack Snyder just tended to stay stuck in that style. He made every other movie after that the same way, and it didn't fit well. Like, it didn't fit well with Superman.
Point to the shade.
It didn't fit well with the Superman movie. It didn't fit well with the Watchmen movie. Even though people will swear that the director's cut of Watchmen is good. I mean, I saw it. It's just, the only thing is it's like 20 minutes longer.
I do like the director's cut.
Well, because it has more story. It has more plot. But other than that, it's still the same, like...
I didn't hate Watchmen. Watchmen was good.
I didn't mind it. No. I appreciate it for what it was, and the director's cut has more story that they cut out. It still could have been better for what it was. Where he lost me completely, I forgave him on Man of Steel because I understood what he was trying to do. This is Superman in the beginning. Superman has not learned the concept of killing, so he kills somebody and then he feels real bad about it. And of course he doesn't know the consequences of his powers, hence destroying half a damn city. It makes sense if you intertwine it with what led up to Batman v Superman, which is
absolutely
20 minutes is Batman being pissed off that this man is destroying a city. It makes sense.
CrossFit Batman.
And then that happens. And then you get CrossFit Batman who kills people, which is
he kills people with punches. Like,
he kills people with guns.
Yeah, he does. He's got guns, but like the whole scene when he breaks in to save
Martha.
Yeah, when he said save Martha.
Someone actually made a valid point
because he was hitting people and like
fall down, break their neck.
Yeah, for real. He would hit people through brick walls. So like, what the fuck?
So just my issue was not that he killed, because hell, fucking Batman killed in the fucking Tim Burton movies.
He did. He had machine guns on his freaking car,
and he did it more sadistically. He planted a bomb on a guy and then laughed when he died. So we can throw out that whole argument that Batman doesn't kill. I mean, and hell, Batman killed in Christopher Nolan movies. That saving you technically still means he killed you.
Wait, when did he kill in the Christopher Nolan movie?
The first one, when he didn't save Ra's al Ghul. The whole loophole. I don't have to save you. You still kill that man.
Technically, he killed Two-Face.
Yeah, because he pushed him off.
He didn't push him off. He just. They both fell.
Yes, but it made more. The narrative made more sense in that aspect. All right, you can forgive it. With the
because Snyder, he has this rule, and
he's unintentionally kills.
Yeah. And there's consequences to him breaking the rules,
which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
But in Batman, and apparently not, because. Fuck it, whatever. I mean, Batman gets mad. So
Batman gets mad. His car splits in two, and he goes down an alleyway.
Yeah,
it's too skinny. How do you plan for that?
Hey, Batman. This the guy that made shark repellent.
For real, shark repellent. It's like, oh man, the Tim Burton movies were some of my favorite. As far as gadgets go, dude, he had that giant freaking grappling that was like,
oh yeah, that made no sense, and everything just grabbed on.
I was like, did you have that under the cape the whole time?
My favorite is the random kite that he had in the back in part 2 that came out of nowhere. Like, you had that kite behind you this whole time.
And then the car splitting up so he could get through this alleyway. I was like, how do you plan for that?
Or the car that just flips around.
Yeah.
It just flips around so you can murder the guy. Murder a guy that's standing 5 feet behind.
You added a rotating platform to your car?
So you can rotate and burn a guy to death. Which, to be fair, the guy was dumb enough trying to burn the Batmobile with a flamethrower. That made no sense.
Like, you do realize I'm Batman.
So that happened. But the Snyder Cut, it was just like, they kept arguing it's more comic book related and all that stuff, but Batman in the comics doesn't kill. And you could excuse, he just snapped. Well, still, he hurt you real bad, but he's never really was intended to kill you. So that was my issue with Batman v Superman. They crammed too much in one movie. They could have just focused on Superman and maybe made Batman the bad guy. But instead, it was a Batman movie with Superman in it.
But the twist was that Lex was behind it all.
Anyone could fucking see that coming. It was a horrible twist. And don't even get me started.
I was like, how stupid are you to not see that Lex was the one behind? Lex is pitting you two against each other. You can see through fucking walls.
That's why I like some nerd. I forget made like a better version of Batman v Superman where it made it more like there was a misunderstanding and the fight between them made more sense than the forced fights that Lex Luthor had with them. And I'm just like, yep, you're right. It makes more sense. But nope, let's just have a fight because. One thing or another, and let's have them stop fighting because Martha. That was I didn't realize how like at first I thought y'all were reacting, but then when I watch it again, I'm like, yeah, it is pretty fucking. He's about to kill this man, and he says Martha.
How you know that name?
He's like, I'm pretty sure there's like 100,000 people in the world named Martha. It's not a special name, special to him, which they kept showing repeatedly in flashbacks every 5 seconds. So I never did forget that Superman's mom name was Martha too. So kudos to
Martha
them.
Kent.
Kudos to them
Kent.
for that. I guess.
Diane Lane, man.
I know. And then this
one of my first Spank Bank editions.
Diane Lane. Oh yeah, that's a hot redhead.
Dude, I think you're talking about Amy Adams or McAdams. Is it
No. Donna Lang is
Diane Lane. She's not a redhead.
Who's the one that played Oh no, she played Lana Lang in the Superman movies, and then she played Martha Kent in the Smallville show.
Yeah.
What's her name? Because she was hot. Especially when she was in her younger age, when she played Lana Lang.
But Diane Lane has aged well.
Oh, Diane, she always looks old, though. Even when she was young, she looked old. Made no sense. She always had the crow's feet. Oh, Lois Lane in that show was hot, too. What's her face?
Oh yeah,
who never really had a career after Smallville. Well, neither did fucking the guy that played Superman. But I guess that's just the curse of Superman. Everybody's career dies after you play Superman, except for Henry Cavill.
Well, no. He can't. Well, he can't. They brought him back as an alternate Superman from an alternate world in Supergirl.
They're arguing about they might bring him back for the new Superman show.
They also brought back Superman Returns for that too.
I mean, that was the one thing I liked about the multiverse episode that they did, the 5-6.
And even in that show, they had Superman was Supergirl's human dad.
To be honest with you, they fucking what the TV shows did with the plot lines.
Well, they stole all of Superman's villains. They stole all of Superman's stories because I think there wasn't enough of Supergirl to go around.
Yes.
Or to make a whole show about.
Superman didn't have a whole show. They had to even add in Superman.
Yeah.
They can mainstream. But the whole the story arc, the big old
multiverse thing,
the Crisis on Infinite Earths, that could have been an amazing DCE universe movie. Because that's pretty much, honestly, 10 times worse.
It was really annoying because it made you kind of like...
It made you have to watch all these other dumb shows to follow what's going on. I'm like, I don't want to watch fucking League of Tomorrow, whatever it's called.
Oh, the...
Because that was just horrible show. That's just a horrible, cheesy, like, drunk... Even Flash is too melodramatic. I'm just like, God damn this show. How many times am I going to see Flash cry? Like I feel like every episode he's crying over something like a bitch.
Yeah, man, he's not the Flash that I remember from the comics. He was a smart alecky and does things way too fast.
And it's always, I can't be fast enough. I have to be faster. And he cries again. Like, what kind of superhero are you? You're just gonna cry and then bitch about how you can't be fast? The hell? I do like how they did Shark King though.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
They had the balls to do Shark King. The most fucking retarded villain ever made. It's half man, half shark, and he actually filmed it. Like, fuck it, we're doing that in Grog, the talking
Grog,
the talking gorilla.
The talking gorilla.
Yes,
they gave him a whole universe. They gave him a whole like Earth, an Earth of the gorillas, where he became the main gorilla.
You know what? We're talking about the Flash show, and everyone is gonna listen to this podcast like, I am never watching this dumbass show. Yes, one of the Flash main arch and nemesis is a fucking talking gorilla.
But Grodd is a normal villain in the DC universe.
Yes, I know. It's just that's how ridiculous. Like, if you really get past all like the famous Rose Gallery of DC villains, which is really all Batmans. And maybe like two Supermans, Lex Luthor and Brainiac. They're really bad villains. They're like horrible. They're just Like DC just scraped to the bottom of the barrel and stuff.
I think Supergirl brought in the toy maker,
which is dumb. That's
a Superman villain.
Yes, Scarface is a Superman. Was a Batman villain, but that was dumb too.
I don't think any of the TV shows brought in. Did they bring in Killer Croc?
Yes, they did. And I'm trying to think they did, and they just dismissed it. I think the the Gotham show brought him Killer Croc, and nobody watched that show.
Oh, Gotham is over, isn't it?
Yeah, because nobody watched it.
Nobody watched it.
It was so dumb that fucking they're rebooting it. Fucking HBO
I mean,
Max.
you brought all the villains in way too early.
Yeah, because none of it made sense in continuity wise. None of it made sense continuity wise. Like they fucking had the Riddler on, and he was 22 years old. I'm just like.
So that means when this kid grows up to be Batman, the Riddler's gonna be like 50.
None of that makes sense. Because they learned that fucking Detective Gordon is not interesting enough to base the show around. They learned, I think, the hard way in the first season. Like, we got nothing.
Send that guy back to Orange County.
We got nothing.
Send him back to the OC, where he fucking belongs. California,
God.
here we come.
I'm still remember that damn show. That show was dumb too. I was like Malibu Most Wanted if it was a serious melodrama. Oh, the OC. If people don't remember the OC, it's literally about a tough white kid from suburbia who's so fucking ghetto. His parents send him out to live in the OC to straighten him out. Like, what the fuck?
We're gonna show you how real white people live.
That's what you call white people problem.
Oh man,
that show was horrible too. Cause he got this one.
I think the only guy that, or I don't know.
And I didn't even think they didn't even have no people of color in that show at all. I don't think
they did.
See anybody. You got this kid that's talking slang, talking like he's from the hood. I'm just like, you're white. What hood?
Come on, we got some white boys in the hood. They're a minority.
Yeah. Yes, but they all their friends are colored, and he had no colored friends. You would think for a guy to act this tough would have at least like one black friend. It didn't seem like that happened.
It's like this is an 8 Mile.
8 Mile is more believable, but it should be.
Your name is Jimmy. His name is Greg. Me, you, and him went to the same school.
Oh man, but that's a mess in itself. What other horrible fucking 90s shows do you remember? I still remember Dark Angel. That was a melodrama show, but that was the first time I got introduced to Jessica Alba and her hotness.
Dude, I had forgotten about Dark Angel.
She was so sexy on that show. She, I think, one of my first adult female crush. I was like, what, 10, 12 when that show came on? It's like mid-90s. And I think that was one of her first shows, because I think her first movie was Idle Hand.
I love that movie. It's so stupid. It's fucking
dumb.
awesome.
It's the dumbest.
That's what makes it so awesome, because it's so fucking stupid.
None of it made sense. That whole fucking Jessica.
But that would have been the most fun movie to make, because it's so like everything.
Well, apparently
so
they toned it down. They changed a lot of the.
They made it for TV or something like that?
Yeah, like they said, like, no one's gonna watch this. We're not gonna spend money on this, and then you gotta go tone it down so you can attract more people to. Even though it was a rated R movie, so that's why even the ending they made fun of whenever the fucking hand just disappears.
Yeah.
And what's his face? Seth Green goes, what? So no explosion, no hole of hell, just
no hell mouth.
That's it. And the reason he said it was because was the original ending, that the hell mouth was going to open up and everyone's going to crawl out. But the studio said, no, we're not giving you money.
It's funny because Seth Green deals with the Hellmouth when he does Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah, maybe he pitched that idea. We're doing Hellmouth now. That's another horrible show. I like
another one that was in that same vein was the remake of American Werewolf in Paris.
You mean American Werewolf in London?
Oh,
American Werewolf in Paris is the remake.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's actually the sequel.
Is this the sequel?
It is a sequel. So
American Werewolf in Paris was the one that I remember because it's ridiculous. It's just like
all,
Idle Hands.
It's all
you have
CGI.
dead guys that only one guy can see.
Yeah, it's all CGI. It's all fucking horrible.
And it's fucking ridiculous. You have that one...
you have that one lady that can't act for shit. And she can't say the word bastard. Bastards. Like, can't say a simple word. Where did you get this girl?
You had that one. She plays the tramp of the movie, and she dies, and she just tries to fuck everybody.
Oh yeah, and then like her eye pops out when she's trying to make a whistle.
It's the girl from. It's the lady from Modern Family.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Where they been at? Damn, that's her. That must have been her first movie then.
It was, dude. It was. She was very young when she did it. So.
Oh, man, okay.
And then she had a family.
And then now she's a good mom, I guess. Oh. No, but yeah, American Werewolf in Paris is actually a sequel to American Werewolf in London. The main girl that becomes the werewolf, she's the offspring of the main character and the nurse from the first movie.
Ah, okay. He's the dude that's the werewolf that's dying in the gurney.
Yes.
That's
No,
right.
the one that's dying in the gurney is the stepdad.
Oh, I thought
so
that was
the nurse lived.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I don't remember watching American Werewolf in London.
You know, that's a great movie. It's still entertaining to this day. I watched it the other day. I'm like, it still holds up with all the practical effects, and I think it's still one of my favorite like werewolf transformation. The slow deformity and just looks realistic. The hour it took to make that took them 8 hours just to add certain scenes and elements to it, and they even did reverse filming when they had the hair. That scene when the hair was coming out of his skin, they had to pull it backwards.
Oh, and they played it forward
to make it look like it's growing out. And I was like, that's just innovation. That's 80s fucking prosthetics, man. They don't do that no more.
Nah, you know which movie killed freaking FX?
Which one's that?
With the Australian dude.
Oh, what the fuck?
You don't remember FX?
No.
He had like he was this special effects guy, and I guess somebody's after him, but he uses all his special effects knowledge to get away. So he's like the MacGyver of special effects.
I thought you were gonna say like he fucking pulled a Home Alone and just turned his house into an FX thing.
But he has like the werewolf, or the original werewolf from one of the werewolf movies, as his security door. So if you open the door without like triggering the booby trap,
well, it comes down,
or it's sitting there and it starts shaking and barking at you.
That sounds horrible, and I want to watch it. Speaking of movies that sounds so fucking horrible, and I want to watch it. I don't know if you saw the. I saw it on Facebook, and Thomas posted it with the priest that becomes a velociraptor.
Oh, Velocipastor. The Velocifucking Pastor.
That is a thing. There's so many movies out there that's hilarious. That is a fucking thing. Like, there's a movie about a tire that kills people. That's a thing.
The one that I've been wanting to watch because it's kind of like a cult classic. It's such a bad movie. It's one of the Stephen King movies. It's the one about the truck stop. Maximum Overdrive.
That movie is bad.
It is bad, but it's like what I've been hearing is it's so bad that it's entertaining.
It's laughable because it's just I forgot who was in it. That's like one of their first starring roles.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember.
I think it might have been one of the Baldwin brothers or something like that.
Oh man, let's go back to talk about who made like their first movies. So last time we learned that Leonardo DiCaprio's first movie was Critters 3, which is still he acted the hell out of that.
It was Emilio Estevez.
That was his first movie?
Maximum Overdrive.
Oh God, bless his soul on that one. Now, can you guess what was Paul Walker's first movie ever made?
I kind of remember.
It's a dumb fucking movie, and it's a real thing. It's a real plot. And I couldn't even believe it. And there's even a rated R version of it. No, it's not. Is it Monster in the Closet? It must be his first starring movie then. It's not Monster in the Closet.
Mm-hmm.
That's his first starring movie?
Mm-hmm.
Then it must not be that. Then it's just a ridiculous movie to begin with. It's something about Tiffany and the Raptor. Tiffany and the Raptor is a movie about...
He was in Young and the Restless.
Well, yeah, everyone starts off in fucking soap operas back in the days. Look for a movie called something about Tiffany and the Raptor or something.
Highway to Heaven.
He
was definitely...
Here we go. Tammy
and the T-Rex. I do remember that movie.
So, for those who don't know Tammy and the T-Rex, it's a movie about...
That looks horrible just by the freaking cover.
It's a movie about a girl and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend gets killed, In order to keep the boyfriend alive, they put his brain inside an animatronic dinosaur, and he becomes alive and goes after the people that kill him. That is literally the plot of Taming and
So they ripped off Tammy the T-Rex to make Velocipaster.
Yes. But it's hilarious. And then whenever they released it as a comedy, but it was supposed to be a horror movie. So they re-released it like last year with the original cut. So it's a horror movie again.
Everything is a horror movie if you change the soundtrack.
This is true. Which one was it that they converted into a horror movie and it was actually... Oh, fucking... A Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting became a spy thriller because they re-edited everything.
All you gotta do is add some suspenseful music and you turn it into a spy thriller, or like you add some whimsical walking music and it turns it automatically into a comedy.
I've seen the one when they made the remake of Wicker Man into a comedy. Just by changing the fucking.
Speaking of rip-offs, I just watched what's it with I Am Dead or Dead Becomes Me or something like that. Dead. I Am Dead. Maggie Q.
Oh, Maggie Q. Oh,
and it's supposed to be like a rip-off of Wicker Man.
Maggie Q always does bad movies. I don't know
It
why.
wasn't a terrible movie. It was fucking confusing, but it wasn't super bad.
Maggie Q. She's still hot though.
She's very pretty.
I give it a Maggie Q. Diverge. She did the damn Divergent movies. God damn it. All right, so while you do that, I'm gonna pour our next glass. Right now we're doing the Bison Hayden Kentucky Bourbon Straight.
Death of Me, that's what it's called. Kentucky Bourbon Straight. So this is the bourbon. Where's it from? Kentucky?
Obviously. It's Kentucky whiskey. It's a single barrel. The original bottle goes for about $60-$70. I bought the 350, so it's like $20. So that will work. We're just getting some good shit today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Ooh, I'm actually like this one more than the last one we had. This is
not so much of a bite, but a lot of flavor. Mm-hmm. Like that flavor goes on forever.
It's a very smoky flavor, man. I love that. That did good.
Yeah, that keeps going, man. Ooh,
I actually like this more than the scotch. Fuck yeah, Bison Hayden. Basil Hayden. Basil bourbons.
Basil. Bison. Where the fuck did you get bison from?
I can't read. have we not realized this?
And you save people's lives.
It happens. You don't need to read to save people's lives. You just do.
I'm just like a dog chasing a car. I just do things.
I don't know what I'd do if I catch it. Oh, man.
Well, I do know people who have lived successful lives without knowing how to read, but they always have to ask somebody else to read it for them.
Yeah, fucking Floyd Mayweather can't read for shit.
Hooked on Phonics Mayweather owns like 7 strip clubs across the country.
And I think he owns a casino.
And a casino.
Pretty sure he owns a casino. And all his ventures.
Do you need to read to own a strip club?
No, of course not. Ask Harden. Hard is supporting all the strippers in New York right now, single-handedly.
Remember, just because you can't read doesn't mean you can't count, or does it?
No, one or the other. You gotta learn how to count at least 10. 10 grand.
I'll give you 5 reasons why.
On the
dial on.
Hey, so I heard Dave Chappelle's back at health.
Yeah.
And he's back doing shows again. He said, fuck it. Doing it again.
I mean, do what you love, man. The dude does what he loves, and he's good at it.
I mean, shit, I'm surprised. They did it. Like, no one really made a bottom eye about it.
He's made a career out of talking to people.
No,
he does it because he doesn't do comedy anymore. It is comedy. He talks, and it's funny. It's comedy. But he has a conversation with the audience. A very one-sided conversation, but a conversation nonetheless.
He goes through his train of thought live.
I
think he even said that he doesn't rehearse them.
Exactly. Look, like I said, he doesn't rehearse jokes. He doesn't write jokes. He just talks to the audience, and it's funny.
And it works.
It works.
It works.
I'd love to be able to talk to an audience and then just laugh at me, not because I'm ridiculous, but because I'm funny.
Well, I mean, let's see why not. What could be it?
But Dave Chappelle is back. He's in good health, and I'm happy for him.
And he's doing shows again with Joe Rogan, so that's good. I mean,
so what is he like hanging out in Austin? Like, that's his.
I think that's because Joe Rogan lives there now. They became best of friends. I mean, I see one.
I want to be friends with Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle.
I think we can be friends with Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. I think it's possible.
I don't think I can smoke that much weed.
That's just underestimating yourself.
I know I can smoke that much weed. I just don't want to anymore.
I just don't because I can't. But stuff happens.
But yeah, Austin, Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan. It's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason.
There's a reason why they love it there. They got a huge following over there, and I'm just glad they didn't deteriorate or like told them, hey, you can't do this now or you can't do that, or that Dave Chappelle found God.
Basil Hayden's is just going down so fucking smooth.
I'm about to finish this already.
Yeah, I'm almost finished with mine too, and it's only been like 5 minutes.
Yeah, this thing is really good. This is literally better than the. How you pronounce that?
Gretchstone.
Gretchstone.
It's Gretchstone. 2 words, man.
Gretchstone. Gretchstone.
You can't butcher his name like that.
Oh man. Fuck. Have you watched the fucking? You watched The Gentleman, right? I watched
The Gentleman. I love The Gentleman.
I watched it.
But the thing is, if you didn't see it, you're not missing anything. It's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Well, we talked about it last time. Yeah. I just find it funny because I remember the scene when because what's his face can't pronounce the word fuck, and you go like fuck. His name is Fuck. What? Fuck. What the fuck? Yeah, that word. What? Fuck. That was like literally a 5-minute banter of just that. Just like only Guy Ritchie wrote that shit. Oh, there was something I wanted to bring up. We were talking about one day drinks for movies.
Drinks for movies, right?
Yes. So how can we incorporate that now? 90s movies and drinks. What would be the topic?
90s movies and drinks. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when you say movies and drinks is obviously the martini shaken not stirred.
But you do know why the shake is shaking. You obviously know why shaking is preferred over stirring. The science behind it. Why shaking is better than stirring.
I would assume it's because something about less of the ice getting watered down when you shake it than when you stir it. Something like that.
It's something like that. From what I read, is it has something to do with the air dynamics of the pressure. The air movement makes it better, and yes, the ice doesn't dilute as quick. It chills it rather than dilutes it, and then you filter it better rather than you stir it because you stir it with the
when
same
you're stirring
glass,
it with the same
and that you leave the ice in there, and the ice clearly waters down the drink. So yeah, so shaking drinks tend to taste a lot better.
I was taught to shake it. I was never taught to stir it. Although I did. They told me. I think somebody showed me once how to stir it, and I've never used it since. Nobody's ever asked for it.
Because to stir, you need a special stirring glass. There is literally a special. It's like little fucking pitcher glasses, and you stir it with a fucking bar spoon.
For those of you who don't know, I used to bartend, so I mean, I know some of this stuff. I drink and I know things.
Yeah, we all drink and know things. We all do. Peter Dinklage.
That's whatever happened to him. He did some HBO movie about.
Wasn't he a serial killer in that one or something?
No, he wasn't a serial killer. He was just a freaking washed up freaking actor.
There was a movie that he played a serial killer.
I think I don't know. I think
it's just hilarious. I just saw clips of it.
I think I know which one you're talking
Peter
about.
Peter Dinklage dragging this poor lady by the head, and I'm just like, I can't really believe this.
I remember he did a movie called like Remembrance or something like that, where he's some kind of doctor that helps people remember things that they can't remember anymore, or something like that.
Well, I believe that.
But I've seen that one. I saw the one where he plays the actor from the little actor from Fantasy Island.
He played Tattoo.
Yeah, he plays the actor that played Tattoo.
He doesn't look nothing like Tattoo.
I know, but he played a little person. I think maybe his goal with that was to emulate a little person. He literally fit the.
Yeah,
he literally fit the bill.
It's kind of hard to make someone short. Like play
exactly. He's like.
But they've done it before. I mean, the fucking movie Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh, true that. All those guys
like
full
6'8".
Even all of the Lord of the Rings, all of the dwarves, and all of the hobbits are full size people.
They just shorten them out.
They just shorten them out, and yeah.
No, but I think the Snorat one was more notorious because a lot of those guys were like 6'5" in real life, and they made them short somehow. And I thought that was a fun.
Like Gimli, yeah, the guy that plays Gimli,
yeah,
he's fucking 6'5". He's huge.
Yeah, and then
they made him 3 feet tall.
I still don't know how they.
And
did
the
that.
hobbits are 2.5 feet tall.
I still don't understand how they did that. I mean, Frodo.
Well, I know how they did it. I've seen, dude. I got high and watched the freaking extras on the extended DVDs.
The one that was like 8 hours long.
Yep. I watched all of that stuff,
That's
man.
too much.
I watched all of it. So they recorded each one separately. Like, and this was a big undertaking because each scene had to be recorded separatly.
Well, I know for
each actor for each scene had to be recorded separately. So like when they're running through the Dwarf Empire, when they're running through that, each guy got recorded, and then they just resized everything and put them all in the same frame. Oh, and they had to do that for everybody for each scene.
This is too much.
That's a lot.
I just know.
But that's what like I think they spent. That's like one of the highest freaking amounts of money for production values.
Right. Well, shit, dude, they went all out with that movie.
They did, and it was well deserved. And he got best director for what? Return of the King, right?
Yes, which even to me that was the worst movie.
That was the worst one, but still, man.
I think what they did was they gave it to him because like we fucked up. We didn't give you one last year, so here you go. Let's just take it. Because Two Towers is my favorite one out of all that one. Even though Two Towers, the meat and greed of it to me had a more cohesive story. I just hate the fucking Turn the King of those 5 fucking endings that made no goddamn sense. The Eagles made no.
Dude, I'm sure all the endings are bad.
I'm sure in the book the Eagles.
Look, Return of the King the ending was bad. The Hobbit, the ending was bad. The Battle of Five Armies
was never meant to be a 3 movie.
It was
supposed to be 1 movie.
It's a book, and the book is what, like 50 pages long.
Yeah. So the Hobbit was always supposed to be 1 movie, and they convinced Del Toro to do 2 movies. So like, all right, cool, I'll do 2. And then he was, no, I need you to do a trilogy. Del Toro even said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing 3 movies. I have a life." And he just walked away from the project. And then the forced Peter Jackson like, well, I guess I'm taking over this shit. CGI it is. And that's the big difference. Because he wasn't passionate about The Hobbit.
While it was an epic battle sequence, it didn't make sense to me. It's like, which armies?
Well, did you ever see the documentary of how his Del Toro's version of Hobbit was going to be like?
No.
If he was going to do all a practical effect, the Del Toro magic factory, everyone's going to be involved. Like, they even saw the dummies of the Toros. None of it was supposed to be CGI. It was all supposed to be practical effect. He was going to go all out. He was going to be like Pan's Labyrinth type movie. I'm just like, that sounds amazing. But because the studio fucked him over with this contract, and he says, I don't need this shit. And he walked away. That's artistry right there. When you stand to your gun, like, I don't need this shit. I don't need this movie. Bye. And
George R.R. Martin, we might be talking about you in the way to stick to your guns and like stick to your artistry and not you let them butcher your shit, but you held out.
No, well, he called him out soon as do like this is supposed to be a 10-season show and you cut it down to 8, you motherfuckers. And even then, he cut down the episodes. So I was just like, oh well, fuck. So and then now he has full control of the other shows. I think he has full control of the Ring of Fire. What's that fucking the new show that's coming out? The
Reign of Fire or something like that. It's not Reign of Fire. That was not a bad movie, and I wish there were more to that movie.
Matthew McConaughey, a fucking badass redneck, and fucking it ends with him getting eaten by a dragon.
Dude, in the most awesome way, swinging an axe 200 feet above the ground,
looking like a Viking.
Yes, dude, that was what a way to fucking go.
I forgot Christian Bale was in that movie.
Christian Bale is the main fucking character.
I'm like, when I watched it, I'm like, Christian Bale is in this movie,
and he is using his normal accent.
Yeah, because he's that's another thing. It's set in London.
Yeah,
I did not know that, and they're like, oh, it's set in London, and the Americans are here, and it's just Matthew McConaughey looking like a Viking. I'm here.
Hey man, I had that haircut. It's nice. You have that haircut, but it's not voluntary.
Oh, yeah. I don't do this shit.
But yeah, Reign of Fire, dude, was a freaking kind of good movie.
It is a good movie. It's an underrated movie. It's a lot of underrated. Let's talk about that. How many underrated movies are out there? So Ring of Fire is clearly one of them.
You mean Reign of Fire, not Ring of Fire.
Oh yeah.
Ring of Fire was
the Johnny Cash song.
No, there was a movie called Ring of Fire, but it was wait, no. Am I talking about Pacific Rim?
You're talking about Pacific Rim,
Which was like terrible.
That movie is every damn. I don't know why people that say it's cool.
I don't know why they made a sequel.
Well, I don't even know either. That's a good question.
Sell toys, that's why they did.
This is all fair points. Just like Transformers. All it was is to sell toys.
I was watching some Kevin Smith videos where he was talking about like when they asked him to do Superman Lives.
Oh, when he did like how to.
George Lucas asked Kevin Smith to write a script for Superman, the one with Nicolas Cage, the one that never came to be.
Which, if you want to look at something
he told
hilarious.
Kevin Smith, literally, I want you to make me a Chewbacca. And Kevin Smith was like, you want me to make you a Chewie? What do you mean? He was like, I want you to make me something that I can make toys out of so I can sell merchandise.
Like, but I can't. So, did you hear the whole story? Like, so you want me to put Chewie? You want Superman to wrestle Chewie? Like, how am I supposed to fit in this movie? Like, and then it was John Stewart. What was it? No, not John Stewart. John Peters. John Peters was the producer. He's the one that produced Batman movies. He's an incredibly insane man. He's used to be Barbara Streisand's hairdresser too. Somehow he became a producer. But yeah, his whole thing was he hated Superman. So I didn't even know why he decided to produce this movie. He hated Superman. He said that Superman dressed faggoty, which I'm sorry you can't use that word anymore. I'm pretty sure we can censor for that. But that was his quote when he talked about Superman. He dressed faggoty. Which is Superman. He wanted what's his face, the guy from Dead Man Walking, the crazy looking dude, the one that played I Am Sam. Mm-hmm. What's his name? God, he's insane, man. Well, he's a good actor, but he always plays insane people, except for I Am Sam.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. He wanted Sean Penn to play Superman, and his excuse was, I saw him in Dead Man Walking. And the man has an eye of a fucking killer. In which fucking Kevin Smith's response is, dude, it's fucking Superman. Like, why would you want that? And so then they ended up hiring Nick Cage for it. And you go, yeah, it's Nick fucking Cage.
And then Tim Burton makes Superman into some fucking emo kid.
Yeah. Which is hilarious. But it was the fun of the banter between him and Jon Stewart. Like, I want my Chewie. I got your fucking Chewie right here. Like, what the But and then he had this fascinating with spy. It was like, if you want to watch something so incredibly funny, watch the making of a movie that never happened. The making of Superman Lives, and then it's a movie that never happened. But the documentary of it is just so funny because this is literally a guy who still produces movies to this day. God knows why he still does.
Did you see? I just learned this about Spaceballs. Spaceballs.
It took 8 years to make.
Huh?
It took 8 years to make that movie.
Spaceballs was a parody about Star Wars.
Yes.
And they literally asked George Lucas, hey man, can we do this? And he's like, okay, as long as you don't merchandise anything. And they were like, fine, we'll do it. And because George Lucas didn't want the competition, Star Wars and Spaceballs, having to, sell, compete with merchandise. No, not cut his merchandise in half. No, he didn't want that shit. So they agreed, fine, we won't do any merchandising. But in the fucking movie, they make fun of his merchandising shit.
Oh yeah, because
they put random fucking stickers on like lunch boxes and freaking Raisin Bran boxes.
The Schwartz live. Yeah.
But even if you look close enough, the lunchbox with the Spaceball stickers on it, it's a freaking Transformers sticker. And the Raisin Bran box, it's a real Raisin Bran box. It just had certain stickers placed on certain parts of the box.
That was a genius of Mel Brooks. He when he parodied movies, not only did he waited years to parody them because that way it could be relevant to make sure it was relevant to this day. Because he waited like 10 years to parody Star Wars. Spaceballs came out in '94. The Return of the Jedi came out in '87. So that's a good fucking span. Yeah. And then to parody it, and it still lived up to it because
the best vengeance or the best the best revenge is served cold or something like that.
But that movie was Peaks of the Hut. That was fun. It's just that movie is an underrated movie as well. And again, no one's gonna know what Spaceball is now. I think it's a forgotten movie at certain points. But what was the one we were talking about? Oh, just disasters of a movie. Another good example of a bad movie that has a funny documentary is the making of Island of Monroe or
Dr. Moreau.
Dr.
The
Moreau.
island, the making of Island of Dr. Moreau.
That movie is Val Kilmer as his most Val Kilmiest, and Marlon Brando as
him trying to be Batman wasn't Val Kilmeriest?
No, well, not open mouth Batman was not trying to be most Val Kilmer. This was after Heat. I think this is like right after he did what's that? The movie for The Doors. So he was full of his head. So he thought he was a superstar. And then Marlon Brando at the age where he did not.
You're talking about Wonderland, right?
Was it one? No, I thought the movie The Doors. It was just called The Doors.
Oh, okay. He did do a movie called The Doors, and then he did Wonderland, where he plays a drug addict that nobody can trust.
Yeah, porn star drug addict. No, but he did right after he did The Doors, he did the Island of Dr. Moreau. It was him. The original movie was supposed to be Brad Pitt and Kevin Spacey before Kevin Spacey went insane, which is obviously that happened years later. But so it ended up being Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando. And again, this is Marlon Brando when Marlon Brando just did not give a fuck anymore. He was just there to collect a paycheck. Marlon Brando, this is how much Marlon Brando did not give a fuck. He did not bother reading his lines. He would have a fucking recording in his ear, and he would have someone in the background reading the lines to him, and he would just repeat it. And if he didn't like the line, he would change it right mid-sentence. And he'd be like, I thought that was stupid. Marlon Brando has so much pull that he added the world's smallest guy in the movie because he just thought he was cute. And he wanted him as a pet. Like, that is a funny The movie's horrible as shit. But that documentary about them, because apparently Val Kilmer and him will go at it. They'll, like, egos collided. And Val Kilmer thought it was his movie. And Marlon Brando's like, no, it's my movie, kiddo. And he'll walk around with a fucking random fucking beach hat. Like, some of the props that was in that movie was never meant to be a part of that movie. He was like, it's too hot out here. Write a scene with me wearing a hat. But no, it doesn't make sense. I don't care. Write a scene that's wearing a hat and I'm wearing fucking sunblock. Why? Just write a scene. Don't ask why. Just do it. This is my movie. And is that
I hate it when egos collide, man. What gets you to that point where you're just like, oh, fuck you, I'm me, and I'm more important than you.
Well, Marlon Brando is more excusable. He has like at that time 50-year catalog.
Isn't that what kind of ruined like our entire seasons of fucking SNL because of freaking
Chevy Chase ran off a lot of people. He's a complete dick. That's why he ruined fucking Community, because he had that issue with
Chevy Chase and Bill Murray was
I thought Bill Murray just didn't like Chevy Chase for shit, and he just quit because of that. But Bill Murray, I heard Bill Murray's on. He just doesn't like doing movies. He's like doing his little indie shit.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. Although I hear they're best of friends or something like that.
No, it was more Bruce Willis. Like Arnold and Stallone are best friends.
I can see Bruce Willis throwing his weight around.
Bruce Willis was a dick.
When I was listening to those Kevin Smith, he tells a story about Kevin Smith. Live Free and Die Hard. He's like, who do you want to play?
Who you got in line to play?
Who you got in line to play John McClane?
Exactly. Go get the laptop, kid. But then you hear the story about him like doing a cop out, and Kevin Smith. That's the worst experience. Like, imagine taking your idol, the one you idolized for years as a kid, and then finding out he's a complete fucking asshole. That probably, like Kevin Smith, he said that ruined him for directing, and also ruined any chance of ever meeting any more of his idols.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, because that ruined it for him. This is like, I'm done. He said he didn't even tell all the stories.
Superman is strong, but he's a giant fucking pussy.
But yeah.
All right, what's the next whiskey? Because our glasses are empty and they have been for a minute now.
All right.
Are we doing the Eighth Wonder?
Yes.
Eighth Wonder. It's just simply called whiskey.
It's the most generic name in the world, but it's actually really good.
They bought the freaking block next door to make their distillery.
They bought the whole block. That whole block is theirs.
The whole block. Like, the brewery is one block. They bought the block next door.
And made whiskey. Now they make rum.
Now they're making rum. And
I think they're going to try to make tequila. So they're going to do the whole scope. They got rum.
Can they call it tequila?
No, they have to call it Blue Guave.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a distillery in St. Leon's, Texas, which is between Dickerson and Galveston. that makes tequila, and then they literally just call it blue. 100%.
I don't think you can call it unless it was distilled in Mexico.
It has to be from the town.
It's like champagne and sparkling wine.
Yes.
Like if it's not if it wasn't
or cognac or brandy.
Yeah.
It has to, or even bourbon
and whiskey. Yeah.
So
or scotch and
Irish.
Scotch and whiskey.
Yeah. Same thing.
It has to be where
it has to be where the region's from, and that's the rules. The only one that doesn't have that rule is Japanese whiskey. I have literally I could make whiskey and then call Japanese whiskey. There's no rules to it. So do whatever the fuck you want. Japanese don't give a fuck. Just put a fucking Japanese symbol on it, and it's good to go. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens most of them.
For fantastic times, Suntory times.
Ooh, that one's really sweet.
What? Idiot.
Well, you didn't like the aftertaste on that one?
No, I didn't.
It's so the Eighth Wonder whiskey is more for mixed drinks. Like I like making.
I can see that. This is definitely like a low call or a.
It's not. It's only like a $28 whiskey bottle.
This is a call or a well. Probably somewhere in between.
It does make good old fashions.
If you don't understand what a call or a well is.
It's whenever you just say I want whiskey and Coke and they just grab.
Well, is the cheapest stuff that they have at the bar, and it's the one go to. If you don't specify, that's what they're gonna.
Oh, that's the one that they use for specials.
Call is a middle of the road, and it's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest.
Well,
and then top shelf speaks for itself. Top shelf is gonna be your top tier whiskeys, top tier liquors. And you're gonna pay top dollar.
But sometimes what they consider top wells in most places are fucking bullshit. Like I've seen them. Top well fucking Jameson. I was like, that's not a real top well.
Yeah, Jameson is not a top shelf.
But it's
a call,
motherfucker.
But it's a call unless they run out of something and then they put it in the well.
Yeah, I do like. There's my Lucky's. I live next to Lucky's over here, and they do their call is some called Stolen X. It's a really good whiskey, surprisingly good. I mean, they charge and they do specials on it because I guess they bought a big ass box of it for St. Patty's Day, a party that never happened. So every day, it seemed like every day they're having old fashioned specials, $4 fucking old fashioned Stolen X's, because they got to get rid of that whiskey. For a while, they were doing that with the beer, with the Bud Lights. They were just giving away cases because they just had so much of it.
So to boot, Eighth Wonder's whiskey, meh.
It's good. It's good as an old fashioned.
I guess if we're gonna mix it with something, yeah, it's fine. But like as a standalone, it wouldn't be my go-to.
That you got to. How you been watching WandaVision?
WandaVision? No, I'm way behind on WandaVision.
Oh man, what's wrong with you?
And that's because I'm waiting to get a new TV. Because at the moment I can only watch Disney Plus on my iPad or on my phone.
Why don't you just fucking mirror it? I thought the TV was cable.
No. Well, I have an older TV, and it doesn't support that. And like, I treat my electronics well, so they last a long time. So they go out of date I did. Oh, also, lightning strike took out my HDMI ports. So
wait, how did that happen?
I don't know, but apparently it's not. I'm not the first person it's happened to. So one night during a storm, I was watching TV and a lightning strike hit, and all of a sudden my HDMI ports, all my connections are just dead. They're fried. The TV still works. All the apps on the TV work, so even though they're old.
Okay.
But I can't connect. Like I have a Fire Stick. I can't connect it to the TV.
You still have the cable Xfinity?
No. I cut my cable off years ago.
I was gonna say that was another way you could have gotten your apps because Xfinity started like it's starting to become like a smart
at the moment, I'm waiting for a new TV. See what happens.
Wow.
If not, I'll just bite the bullet and watch it on my iPad somewhere.
Fair point. Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah. So I have not caught up with WandaVision. I have not watched Soul, which I need to watch since I'm a fucking musician. People keep telling me watch it, but don't take it with a grain of salt because it's not your story. It's not a you know.
It's a depressing fucking movie, man. So it has a good message, but if you really put it down, is a movie about talking you off a ledge or talking you into killing yourself. It's a dark movie. It's a dark movie for kids. Like I watched them, like this is a dark topic we're going down this route here. Like
I'm scared to watch it now.
It's just fucking.
After that description, I never heard that description before,
dude. Because it got a soul there that says, "I don't want to live. I'm happier being dead." That's one of the main characters. She does not want to have a life. She wants to remain a soul because she said being human is horrible.
And she would be right. Life is shit. Get to know this.
This became a random movie podcast.
It did. This is a movie podcast today. I'm sorry. I mean, we have random bits of whiskey. If you want more whiskey, we can extend this, but...
Well, we still got 2 more bottles, so we're not going to make it as long as last time.
We're not drinking entire bottles.
But I'm just trying to avoid politics here. Because last time we went on a random politic rant, I think it's fair that each podcast is a different storyline. I mean, I try to bring back around it. Alcohol and whiskey, but whatever. But so last week we focused on a lot on fucking COVID and fucking what's going on in the world today. So I think that's fair. So this week we can talk about movies because that's also been
movies. It's an escape from reality, but sometimes not so much.
Not so much, no.
Not so much. Like, did you watch Fahrenheit 454?
451?
Yeah. Not
the movie because I heard it was shit, but I did read the book.
Okay. Oh, we all read the book. We were forced to read it in freaking high school.
But I actually enjoyed the book. I actually liked the message behind the book. The whole concept of over censorship. It ruins history. It ruins your concept of the future, and it gives you this false ideology that you betray yourself with once you start
with the same thing. Your profession.
Yeah.
It turns into what if it turned into this? What if your purpose
would be just
distorted in that way?
But that's just that movie, that book is ahead, and you really think about it, it was slowly becoming that. The way they're censoring history. Like,
what, are you burning buildings down now?
God, no. No, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
it's like instead of a fire hose, you get a fire hose.
You get a fucking blowtorch.
Flamethrower.
But fucking no, but I do like the idea, especially now, the way things are going, how...
we should burn all libraries. That's what he's saying.
Fuck no. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's become to that point where we're distorting history. Like, we need it erased because it's so bad that
you think we need to erase shit? I mean, anybody can write a book.
But like the blowing down statues, of fucking forgetting, like omitting shit because the topic is too dark.
Not PC.
Yeah, so I'm just like, no. I mean, I get we needed not. I'm not for like idolizing falling generals that were traitors. That's just stupid. Like, why would you root for losers? That's my opinion on that. But secondly, at the same time, like, you need to also remember these histories because history repeats itself. If we forget history, then we're just gonna go back to this fucking trail over and over.
I like the idea that we shouldn't idolize, but like some of these statues, I like the idea of them going to not being destroyed and going to museums.
That's a more fitting concept, yes, because you got to still remember these people for what horrific shit.
Although even if you put them in a museum, it's still. I mean. These statues were made in an idolized form. All these guys are made in these like hero-esque.
Well, especially in the South.
Yeah. All these guys were like, all these statues were built in this hero-esque fashion to idolize these guys. So even if you put them in a museum, there's somebody that's going to idolize them.
People still idolize Hitler, so it's not going to change. Even Hitler doesn't have a museum. People are going to idolize regardless of what you do to the statues. That's not going to change anything. The point is, you still got to remember these people in one fashion or another because it's important. The knowledge is important.
I just watch Schindler's List a couple times a year, so.
But what if they start?
Or The Pianist? The Pianist was fucking awesome.
But what if they censor those movies? What if you're not longer allowed to watch it because
what if they change all the cigarettes in those movies?
Exactly, with fucking carrots and shit. Like, exactly, like shit like that.
If you don't get that reference, that was a reference to Thank You for Smoking, where the senator from Vermont, he's like, I recommend that we replace all smoking in movies with candy. So
and again, like I said, we laugh at this now, we laugh at it back then, but it's slowly becoming that. We are slowly becoming
these monkey phoning snakes on this Monday, Fridays.
Playing. Like, it's just so it's comical. Like, fucking, what's that one? The Ideology is becoming real.
You mean Idiocracy?
Idiocracy, yes.
Yeah.
It's becoming extremely real. I'll watch
Ideology is real.
I wouldn't know, but Idiocracy is becoming becoming too real. Like, but that's what happens when
we're gonna start putting Gatorade on plants because it's got electrolytes. It's what plants need.
Why don't you just use water?
You mean toilet water?
No, we can't use that. Our stock's just dropping. Everyone's losing their jobs. But yeah, that's what happens when you over censor and people become just dumb. That's what I love about Fahrenheit 451 because it's just it reminds us that the importance of knowledge, even remembering the word. That one and The Giver. Now, I hated the movie. The movie like took
I don't remember watching the movie. I just remember reading the book.
The movie, fucking Big Lebowski was the Giver.
Oh,
which is a good choice for him. He fitted that grizzly old fucking confused dude. But they took out so much of that movie from the book.
Well, because there's only so much you can do in 2.5 hours or 2 hours.
That book is thick.
The book is good.
Dark.
The book is fucking good. I love the book.
Dark when he's. I like how he first leads him into the past world. Like, all right, I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna show you colors. I'm gonna show you music. I'm gonna show you this.
Now I'm gonna show you pain.
Yes, and he go like, all right, this is war, and he's fucking starts remembering getting shot and like he's getting tortured. And I'm just like, and then the guy remember, why would you want to remember these stuff? Like, it's important to us. Pain is important to developing our consciousness. It's important because now you remember how important good stuff is. And then it's a. I don't want to spoil. Not one of those things that you should. And that's another book I think the tomatoes.
We should read as adults.
Yes, because I know as a kid when you read it, you don't appreciate it. I mean, I was already like an old.
Well, I mean, I was forced to read it like.
I was forced to read it twice. I read it in 8th grade and then I read it again in 9th grade.
Okay. Yeah, freshman year in high school. That's when I read it.
And I think the second time I read it, I felt more in touch to it because I don't know. I was just always an old spirit at heart, and I was just like. A lot of the message behind it made a lot of sense, and even the ending, as open ending as it was very kind of like it's hopeful. Like the future is unknown. You just got to take it with a grain of salt and just remember all the good stuff. And so then when I saw the movie, I was just like, this movie fucking blows. Like they fucking took a giant dump on it.
One of my favorite books that got turned into a movie that also fucking blew was Ender's Game.
You're the only person that told me that.
Ender's Game was a fucking amazing book. I don't know about the rest of the books
I thought the series wasn't that popular.
The series wasn't, but that book was.
Okay.
Ender's Game was I don't know if it was the first book. I think he did the Eulogy for the Dead or Speaker for the Dead. I think that was a short story that Orson Scott Card did in college or something like that. But Ender's Game was the first book that he wrote about the series, and then he did a bunch of other spin-offs of that from the characters from that book. But Ender's Game was fucking good. I read it once a year. I read it from this ratty ass book that my uncle gave me 20 years ago, and it's being held together with tape. But I read it once a year, and I love the book. It talks about a family who has both light and dark, and in the middle you have this kid that's supposed to be the hope for humanity, and they don't tell him that he has a hope for humanity.
And then I know the twist is pretty up there too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you the twist, but it's a fucking good book. If you don't read the rest of the series, you don't care.
It's a good topic to go down.
It's fine. But this one book, it'll teach you about life and death, about murder, what the difference is between murder and fucking self-defense. And like, dude, I mean, it's just an all-around good book. And he's like, so many people in this universe that Orson Scott Card created they put all their hopes on this one little boy.
Fucked up.
And then they don't tell him until after the fact.
I like this topic now. So not my other. So I have one of my other favorite books, and I love this book. And I read this one in 7th grade, and no one forced me to read it. It was recommended to me by my teacher at the time. It's Holes. I fucking love that movie. Then Disney bought the rights to it.
Shia LaBeouf.
And then hired Shia LaBeouf to be
Shia LaBeouf's crowning achievement.
God, I hated that movie.
Although I loved Fury. I liked Fury.
Oh, it's like Shia LaBeouf gotten better as an actor. He's still insane as a fuck, but he's gotten better as an actor. Holes should have never been bought by fucking Disney. Holes should have been produced like by Steven Spielberg or somebody else. What's the art? They used to do the 80s kids movie? Arts and House? Steven Spielberg production.
I don't remember.
Whatever. Because the book is violent. It's a young adult book, but it's violent. There's people getting fucking beat up with shovels and buried alive, and fucking people dying from heat exhaustion or poisoning by snakes and shit. And then Disney took it and made it to a giant fucking joke. Like one of the highlights of the movie, of the book at least, is when Zero.
It was a joke.
The book movie?
The movie, yeah.
The
Movie's a fucking joke.
Horrible.
Without reading the book, the movie's a fucking joke.
The the highlight of one of my favorite part in the movie was there was a fight scene with X-Ray and Caveman. Caveman was Shia LaBeouf's character, and X-Ray was they made him into the goofy black kid in the movie. I'm just like, that's not X-Ray. Who the fuck is this kid? That's not X-Ray. X-Ray in the movie was this tall, like, black kid from Urban Net. Yeah, he had glasses, but he was from a gang, and he killed people and shit. And so they got to a fight, and X-Ray beats up Caveman with a shovel, and then starts burying him in one of the fucking holes until like he gets tasered and stopped.
But I feel like Holes in itself was a knockoff of Brave New World. You have all these kids that are forced into a situation together, and you see how their dynamics work. Brave New World, you have these kids stranded on an island, and they figure out they make their own society, kind of.
Well, that's now you're going more into like Lord of the
Flies, yes.
No, but the whole reason that Holes was there, all the kids are there because that's their juvie. That's their juvie, and then the person that
right, but they're stranded there. They can't leave.
They can't leave.
So they have to force these social constructs on each other. Same thing with Lord of the Flies, dude. They can't get away from each other, so they force these social constructs on each other. Right. And these social constructs are natural social constructs from human nature, which makes it even more fucked up because this is the world. I mean,
yeah, and I'll give you that. All right, yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I'm not gonna have that repeat. Yeah, so I'll give you that one. But the twist also the meeting at the warden. Well, people most likely have seen the movie. The warden is actually the bad guy in the movie. It's in the book as well. But in the book, she's more violent than the portrayed in the movie.
This is just Death Race.
was that her? Was that the warden in the Holes? Was that the chick from Death Race?
Was it?
Look, I'm starting to think it is. The only person that I think they cast right in that whole goddamn Holes movie was the guy that played the sheriff. Angelina Jolie's daddy. What's his name? Fucking.
John Voight?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. Oh yeah, when I imagine the fucking main sheriff dude, yeah, I saw John.
No,
Voight.
Sigourney Weaver is the warden in Holes.
Damn, it's been that long since.
No. Death Race.
Death Race that's another book. I like too. Honestly, I actually appreciate Death Race. It's like the closest thing we'll get a Twisted Metal movie.
I know, right?
But you like the warden from Death Race for a whole other reasons. You weirdo. Well, he's looking up at that. Right now, we're going to do Matthew McConaughey.
Joan Allen plays
plays
the warden in Death Race.
She was in Face Off.
She was in Face Off. She was also Pamela Landy in all the Jason Bourne movies.
I love those movies. Even though they fucking diverted away a lot from the books. But then the books, it was based in the 80s communism, so it made sense to divert. But it was well written. Especially the first three movies. Then the last two kind of lost itself.
Like, what was it? Legacy and...
Legacy was a spin-off, which... There is a spin-off movie, a book called Legacy, with another different character. They just took the name of it. And it made no sense.
He got a little heavy-handed on this last pour.
No, it's all ice.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it now?
Is it?
Is it now?
We're doing Matthew McConaughey's whiskey.
Bullet. No. Longbranch.
Longbranch. Matthew McConaughey bought some of the rights to Wild Turkey, and now he's partial owner. Just like Mila Kunis is partial owners of Jim Beam. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Matthew McConaughey. He partially owns Wild Turkey. In honor of that, they made him his own whiskey called the Longbranch. All right. All right. And now he's going to be our future governor.
So after drinking this, I will be playing bongos naked with no deodorant.
That or running for governor. Who knows? One of the two. That's what he plans to do next.
I can't see him becoming governor. I don't think he should run for governor. And
I don't think he should, but because the fact that he is a celebrity, he is well loved in Austin. That man is fucking loved in Austin. He will win.
I mean, he's an icon, dude.
He's also like, his class is the most fucking paid class in UT. He's a professor. I forgot what he teaches.
He teaches like he teaches like a movie class.
Is it a movie class?
Yeah, it's not an acting class. It's like it's
a history movie.
It's a history movie or something like that.
But yeah, Matthew McConaughey could be your teacher For a small fee of fucking $20,000, I think is the school fee. But he's officially a professor, and yes, he is thinking about running for governor. Which I kind of like it. The idea. Have you heard his views on politics? It's very down the middle. He's very
he's
very logical.
I can see him as a Republican, but at the same time, he's a fucking actor, so I can see him.
He has both views.
Yeah, he has both views.
He talked about how
he's in this industry that, dude. I mean, come on, man. If you're a Republican, you hate actors.
Yes.
You hate fucking the media industry.
But he's a Texas boy, so
he has these Republican values. Yes. But he's an actor as well, so he knows the other side.
But the best thing about it, he talked about how he is down the middle. Like he even said it the other day, a couple months back. Like, it's taboo to think down the middle. Like that's to me, that's crazy talk. When you can't you have to pick one side or the other. And he goes, my views are always gonna be right on the yellow line. I'm not gonna pick any sides. I'm gonna stick to down the middle. And so I'm just like, fuck yeah. If he runs and he has those views, then I'll go for it.
Department of Radio, Television, and Film. That's the department where he teaches.
Department. I didn't even know they had a movies thing there. I didn't know they had.
Script to screen production class. That's what his class is. So how to get a script to.
Cool. And so is how to get a script to producers or how to write a script?
I'm not sure.
How to get it produced to producers. Learn to suck dick. Fucking take one for the team. Oh, that's probably the only way.
So, this is a quote from him. Matthew McConaughey said, "Making movies, turning words on paper into film, is both a science and an art. No matter the time or the generation, the elements of truth and genuine joy for the process are timeless. That will always be our classroom focus."
So he's approaching.
So basically, just turning words into film. That's very vague. That's super vague.
Because it's hard to.
I would ask that question if I were in this class. So how are we supposed to do that? What wheels are we supposed to fucking grease?
Well, here's the thing, look, and he has a point there because I used to go to school for this. I was trying to be a writer and producer of music and film. The thing is, you have to find what you're passionate about. Like when you're writing something, people are gonna know you're passionate about that subject or you're not just by your words. That's why Quentin Tarantino, his people always praise his writing over everything else because he is passionate about what he's writing.
This has a nice color to it, the longbranch.
Yes. It actually tastes a lot better too. I don't know because it aged better because, the air introduction to the thing, the bottle's already like almost 2 years old.
It has a bite, but it has a nice flavor. It's not very long, but it does taste, it
tastes better than the first time I've had it.
Oh yeah. It tastes way better than the 8th Wonder.
Yeah, well,
unfortunately, nothing against 8th Wonder.
It should be because this is a $60 bottle.
Oh, okay.
It should taste better.
It definitely tastes better.
All right. Well, I like it better now than I did. I think I don't like it neat. How about that? I tried it neat. It's not my favorite.
Try it with water.
Well, now we're trying it with water because
that's not water. That's ice.
Ice. Well, shitty ice. So that leaves it quicker.
Nah, man. Water. Just
maybe that's all I need.
Like when we tried the Kusa cut.
Well, I know the chemistry of it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking. I like it now because it's watered down pretty good with ice, so it goes down a lot better.
So Matthew McConaughey, he's a fucking professor.
Mm-hmm. And got his muscles back because he started eating again.
What movie did he try to lose weight for?
That he did lose weight for?
Yeah.
The fucking the Buyers Dallas Club or.
Oh yeah, he did lose a lot of weight.
Dallas Buyers Club, which is a great movie. I even got one.
But Jared Leto, I think, went way harder than Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Jared Leto fucking dressed up as a woman.
Not only that, he lost a lot of weight for that too. Because
he has fucking HIV. Yeah. But Jared Leto,
they both do.
But Jared Leto fucking actually, he method acted. He actually pretended to be a transvestite and walk up and down. Fucking, I think it was probably Austin. But Jared Leto also has that feminine figure that he pulled off. Because he had the long hair. So he pulled it off. Matthew McConaughey did pull off a good fucking crackhead looking look. But
he wasn't a crackhead though. He was just a cowboy with AIDS.
But what was funny too, and I think one of the reasons why he didn't win Best Actor for he did win Best Actor.
No, he didn't win Best Actor.
He was nominated.
But Jared Leto won Best Supporting Actor.
But he was not. Was he nominated for it? I think it was. I'm pretty sure. I thought he did one for Best Actor. Because the reason I was gonna say, because since Matthew McConaughey is a Texas boy, he grew up around still certain type of Texans, those really super conservative types, cowboys, and I work with cowboys like that, and so I figured if he won, that would have been for that movie because he understood how they talk and how they react to things, and I did like that part. Like, you think I'm some kind of fucking Barry? I know he won a fucking award, a Best Actor award. He did, but for what? Dice Buyers Club. See,
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Ha! All it took for him was fucking to have HIV and die.
I don't know. I kind of loved his character in Wolf of Wall Street. But he really does that.
No, yeah, that is the fun.
He really does that.
That's a fun story.
He beats his chest and he hums to get himself hyped up.
That is a fun story.
I don't know if he masturbates that much, but
he probably does.
He might.
But that is his thing.
He's a very holistic.
That is his thing, though. He does do the humming thing to hype himself up. I know I can't remember what UFC fighter did it, but he used it as his entry to go into fight, and it was like, and then that whole scene in Wolf of Wall Street, that was uncut.
Yeah, that was completely improvised.
They didn't tell Leonardo DiCaprio that he was going to do that, and Leonardo was just trying so hard not to laugh because he was just like, "Come on, do it with me." But that whole scene is amazing. Like, give me 2 martinis, wait 30 minutes, bring us 2 more martinis, and they'll keep doing that for another 2 more hours, and then bring us 2 more martinis until one of us pass out.
Which he probably had an 8-ball in his fucking jacket pocket, so he wasn't gonna pass out.
No, he did talk about that. He was like, "This is your magic friend."
This is your magic friend. How many times you masturbate? Like 1-2 times a day. I'm at like 8 or 9.
Man, we gotta bump those numbers up. Yeah. It clears mine. Like that whole rant should have won him an award. If fucking Anne Hathaway can win an award for singing a 5-minute song, Matthew McConaughey should win an award for having
for beating his chest and talking about cocaine.
Why
beating his meat.
It makes sense to me. Why not?
This Academy Award for beating your meat on stage.
But he was on Joe Rogan not that long ago. Matthew McConaughey?
I believe, dude.
And it actually is a good.
Why wouldn't you?
It's a good. It was right in the middle of the pandemic, so they had to do a Zoom cast. But it's a good interview. He talks about how he's naturally big, like he's naturally swole. So losing weight for diabetic curve damn near killed him because he's like, "This is the worst experience I ever had. I had to sit there and meditate." He got Jim Carrey's meditator. Whenever Jim Carrey had to meditate to be in the Grinch suit, because apparently that was torture to him. He got that same dude to teach him how not to eat. So he had that he had the Christian Bale diet with just an apple and an orange juice a day.
Oh fuck,
To be
the one that he
to be the machinist.
No, not the machinist.
No, it was the machinist. Christian Bale.
It wasn't the machinist. It was. That's not what it's called.
No, it's called the machinist.
No, it's not.
Look it up. I bet you it's the machinist. That Christian Bale lost like fucking 200 pounds and looked like a damn Skeletor.
Oh, you're right. It is the machinist.
The only reason
I thought you were talking about the one he did with Mark Wahlberg, where he plays the crackhead brother.
Oh yeah, he was never that. I think they told him if he ever becomes that skinny again, he would die. Because he said his ass cheek fell off his bone. Like he got so skinny that his ass cheek literally fell off the fucking pelvis.
Wow.
And that's why he go like, we can't do this anymore. And they told him he has to eat something. So he almost died making that movie. And then after that, he made Batman. So he gained like 120 pounds back in pure muscle. After that, I have no idea.
And then he did it wasn't The Fighter. Was it called The Fighter?
That was after the trilogy. But yes, he did The Fighter, and he didn't lose as much weight.
But he's still fucking skinny. Yeah.
He was great in that movie too. He played a great crackhead.
What are you doing coming after me like a silverback gorilla?
He played a great crackhead. And then Mark Wahlberg just played Mark Wahlberg. That's all he does, really. He just plays himself. with a Boston accent.
Dude, what was it? Mile 22.
I have yet to see that movie.
Mile 22. I have a love hate. It's got a great twist at the end, but it's kind of a stupid movie. And the action is pretty good, but there's this one scene where the guy that he's supposed to be protecting tells him before he gets on the plane, before he leaves him, he says, "Say hi to your mother for me."
That's such a callback. That's such a callback. God damn! What, did it really?
It's the guy from Jungle Book.
Mobley.
Yeah. Mobley.
He was Mulan recently. He was the bad guy.
Yeah, he paid.
He got real
the
swole.
Hun. Yeah, he played the Hun.
He got real swole for that movie. Like, God damn, that's Mobley. And then Jet Li's in that movie, which it took me a long time to realize Jet Li was the Emperor until I saw his angry eyes. I'm like, it's Jet Li. I recognize.
I love when Jet Li does that, dude. When he did the one where he had to play multiple parts of himself.
Fucking what movie was that?
Forbidden Kingdom.
I love that movie. When he played the Monkey King and then he played the monk.
But he didn't just play the Monkey King and the monk. There were other characters in that movie where he played himself, but he was just. There was just so.
I feel bad for that. My movie got shit on so bad, and it was a great movie.
I think it was a good movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
Jackie Chan.
I hated the human parts of it, like when they came back to the present.
Well, I hated the really whitewashed.
Yeah,
because it was the first Japanese production made for America, or the other
Chinese production,
or the Chinese production made for American movies. It was the first time ever that they did that, and so. But so they had to add a white character. They had to add a main white character because apparently Americans can't relate unless they have a white actor in it. What fucking stupid! But I think that's what took it all off.
The One
is a great movie, and
another example of how Jet Li plays a bunch of different characters that you don't recognize.
But then Jason Statham's in it, and fucking that's a good movie. Oh, I'm your bitch here.
What was the other one? The one where he plays the cage fighter with the collar.
Oh, on Unleashed.
Yeah, Unleashed.
That's actually a really good movie. It has a really boring middle, but I think it's all character development. But
right.
It's still a really. The ending is badass when he's just fighting to start the whole bathroom scene when he's literally fighting with like a 2x4 room and going at it. That is a good scene. That one was really good. Jackie Chan went through a stint too. He started doing more serious roles.
Oh, The Foreigner. The Foreigner was fucking amazing.
Yes, it's a good movie. I just didn't like the fact that they mass marketed the movie being a Jackie Chan movie, and it wasn't a Jackie Chan movie.
It kind of was a Jackie Chan movie.
No, Jackie Chan was only in it for like spirits.
The Foreigner?
Yeah.
No.
It was mainly about fucking Pierce Brosnan's character. He was the one trying to investigate all this
Jackie
stuff.
Chan is the main character of that movie. I don't care what you say, dude.
That's because Jackie Chan is your favorite character in that movie.
No, he is the main character. Like everything he does,
How many scenes were of Pierce Brosnan compared to Jackie Chan's?
You're right. Pierce Brosnan is in more scenes, but Pierce Brosnan is the villain. He's not the main character.
No, he wasn't even the bad. He was the neutral guy. He was just the guy that didn't know what the fuck was going on. There was another bad guy that Jackie Chan was going after. Pierce Brosnan's job was
there was a bad group, and Jackie Chan takes them out. Jackie Chan becomes the Rambo of London.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan's character is just trying to figure out
UK, because this takes place in Ireland and London.
It was North Ireland.
Yeah,
that's owned by London.
So but that was a great fucking movie, and Jackie Chan's acting was fucking great because he plays this depressed father who lost his daughter to some IRA fucking agents. And then he goes after them like fucking Taken or Rambo, you know.
If you want to watch a good movie with Jackie Chan actually acting, there's one called The Riot. It's The Riot on Pavlov Street or some shit like that. It's one that's the first time I think
it's Pavlov Street.
It's a historic event that happened in China when people rioted and then the police killed them all. And then they lied about it to the media because obviously it's
no, that's true. That's what happened. That was the Tiananmen Square shit.
There you go. The riot at Tiananmen Square. They made a movie about it. Jackie Chan plays a serious character in that movie. It's actually really good. I watched it one time, and and Jackie Chan did no martial arts in the movie. They had to teach him how to fight street fight. He's so used to martial arts. They told him that's not how you swing a punch if you're from the streets. You have to swing an open hand, hook, and he goes like, he was amazed that how hard it is to learn how to fight regular. Because he's so used to fighting martial arts, and so he had to relearn how to do all that. And that was a unique story. And so Jackie Chan really is trying to be an actor now. He's in that, and he's old. He's tired of doing martial arts.
Action. Yeah. Although, dude, he did a lot of action in The Foreigner. Kind of.
No, yeah, but it was more reasonable action. It wasn't stunt wires or anything like that. I mean, just like Liam Neeson.
He doesn't use stunt wires. Most of the time.
No, like
unless he does like the period pieces where he has to like float in the air.
Near the end of his martial arts career, because he stopped doing martial arts movies. But near the end of his martial arts career, yeah, he was doing a lot of wires because his body wasn't able to do that anymore.
Because he used to get hurt. Dude, he used to fall down.
His original movies from like China. So many times he almost died.
Yeah, he broke like 27 bones in one freaking movie.
Was it Rumble in the Bronx or Police Story?
I don't remember which one. It was. He jumped. He was supposed to jump a gap between buildings, and he didn't make the gap, and he fell down a tree.
I think that I know, because I know there's Police Story 1 when he fucking cut open his head like from here to here, and then he went through a roof. But Rumble in the Bronx is when he fucking got hit by a motorcycle and it fucking threw him.
No. This was probably Police Story. Because he was supposed to jump a gap between two buildings. But he didn't make the gap, and he fell through every branch of the tree that was in between.
And then had to see. Oh no, that wasn't it. Then that was that's another. I think it was Legend of Drunken Master.
No, that wasn't it.
Because that was he got hurt real bad.
No, this was the movie itself was
the modern
like
time,
the 80s or something like that.
It was modern time.
Yeah.
Setting.
Okay. He was wearing. Like
I know he got hurt during Drunken.
He was
Master.
wearing like a velour suit or something like that. He was wearing a sweatsuit.
Okay.
And he jumped over. He tried to jump a gap.
Are you sure? Maybe Operation Condor.
I think it was Operation Condor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah. He jumped this gap, and it was supposed to be like 10 feet, but there was a pine tree in the middle.
So it was Operation Condor.
And he didn't make the jump, so he had every branch going down.
My favorite Jackie Chan movie to this day is Drunken Master, because he literally did get drunk.
Miss Ho.
He got drunk. He got hurt. He got burned. That scene when he threw him in that coal, he really did that.
Dude, that was the most fucked up thing. You sit over a spike and have tea fucking poured on your head.
He drank pure moonshine. It's just like, and gas. Like the shit that he did in that movie was like, why would you do that to yourself?
That's true method acting. Before they figured out how to fake it.
Yeah. But he was dedicated to his craft. And in fact, he mastered all those stunts, even though he still got hurt. You know, he was one of Bruce Lee's first original stunt partners. And he's, he did a lot of movies with Bruce Lee.
Sorry about the silence. We both take a swig at the same time.
I know. We probably gonna do one more swig here and probably cut it here in the next 5-10 minutes. So I guess we can wrap it up here, Courtney. How you feel about the Longbranch?
I like the Longbranch. It's a good call. It's a good middle of the road whiskey.
It's
a good daily drinker. If you're into that,
I'm just surprised.
I would drink this.
Yeah.
This would be my daily if I thought.
This is obviously not a neat drink. I think the first two that we drink is clearly a neat drink.
The gretchstone and the basil Hayden's, those were fucking good.
The basil is my favorite. I just love that the smoky taste to it. It was amazing.
I think I like the gretchstone a little bit better. They're both really good.
Longbranch is
obviously the whiskey. The whiskey from Eighth Wonder was kind of my least favorite. It's not a bad whiskey. It's just not.
It's just not your cup of tea. I use the Eighth Wonder.
If we're partying, I'm gonna drink it, but
I only use the Eighth Wonder.
If I'm sitting at home and I just want to drink or something like that, just to relax or something, I'm not picking the Eighth Wonder.
The Eighth Wonder whiskey I only use it to make mixed drinks with. So this is probably my second time drinking it on the rocks. So that'll be it on that concept. We're gonna do one more whiskey here on live TV. And this will be obviously not a really rare one, but it's a popular one. It's the Bullet Rye.
I've always liked the Bullet. I've never had a bad experience with the Bullet.
Well, the Bullet's good. The Rye one is super spicy. It's really good for old fashions as well. Which I just drop that bottle. We'll do a quick little. Hope that picks up. So Jackie Chan, huh?
let's not forget he did do what was that one he did with Wow.
Oh god, fucking Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai Noon.
You know what? I loved that movie as a kid, and I watched it again. I'm like, this
is fucking
Owen
horrible.
Wilson is just so annoying in that fucking movie. And like they try to capitalize on Rush Hour. Now Rush Hour aged well, except Part 3. 1 and 2 aged extremely well. I love it a lot. They try to capitalize on that, and I say, all right, maybe if Jack Chan can work with a black character, this make
maybe he work with a white character.
And his white character of choice was Owen Wilson. It was
Owen
the most
fucking Wilson.
fucking annoying character you can get out of anywhere. I mean, you can't be Rush Hour. You can't duplicate Rush Hour. You can't. I don't even think you're allowed to do Rush Hour now because of the PC. Because the offense of Chris Tucker's
Chris Tucker's just offensive.
Well, not anymore. He found God. Remember that. He doesn't curse anymore. His stand-up is very clean. Which is good.
Which is why you don't hear about him anymore.
Exactly. But he's okay with it. He doesn't give a fuck. It's still pretty funny when he talks about it.
I loved Owen Wilson in Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
We're just in the beginnings of space. We're not even in outer space. We're not even in outer space yet.
Come on, they're just two people in love. Their hormones get together. Hey, you know about 5
Everybody in that movie was fucking great.
Armageddon is one of the greatest, dumbest.
I will watch that movie over and over again.
That is Michael Bay at his
greatest
peak.
Soundtrack. Michael Bay is Michael Bayist.
No, at his peak. Michael Bay at his Michael Bayist is that fucking
Underground 6.
Underground 6.
You're right. Is at his peak, not at his Michael Bayist.
Michael Bay is Underground.
He's so
6.
Bay.
That's what everything explodes for no reason. For no reason. There's a bunch of random slow-mos for no reason.
And why the fuck would you use like a Transformer sound for a random explosion?
Like, what the hell was that all about?
And like, that was just a bomb.
And then random hot chicks just show up everywhere like, what's that? Now that was Michael Bay as Michael Bay is.
The puppy, dude.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Now, fucking Armageddon was like when they finally like, because before Armageddon was The Rock, right?
The Rock, right. That was a great movie too, but that was Nick Cage as one of his Well, that wasn't Nick Cage as Cage's. Nick Cage's was...
Bad Lieutenant.
Which one?
Bad Lieutenant is Nick Cage's. No. There's Nick Cage and most Nick Cage's got to be either... Is a race between Ghost Rider 2 or...
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a hard no on Nick Cage as Nick Cage's. Nick Cage's... I want to say Con Air.
No, Con Air. His accent is horrible, but
his accent is fucking retarded.
But it's not. His most Nick Cage's. I would say is Face Off, but that was Tron Travolta playing Nick Cage,
and that was Nick Cage attempting to play John Travolta,
which is amazing.
It was pretty good. Yeah,
it's not in most. John Travolta really handled up real hard.
He did.
Which I love.
You good looking.
That's what I love. That's my favorite movie out of the Nick Cage saga. It was Face Off. No, but Nick Cage, the most Nick Cage's, it has to be either.
Let's not forget he did a Disney movie.
He did do National Treasures, but that was
not National Treasure. What's the
Cruise? The Cruise, that was
the Wizard movie.
Oh fuck! The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
But he didn't do much in that movie.
He was still pretty. Yeah, that was pretty. Still kind of cringy.
No, Nick Cage. Ghost Rider 2 is Nick Cage as Nick Cage. He starts randomly yelling, and she like, "Go get the bag."
Oh, dude! If you want to go that cringy,
yeah,
dude. I think he did a great.
Bad Lieutenant is also
Bad Lieutenant. I love that movie.
I think that's Nick Cage Unleashed.
Yeah, Nick Cage. I think that was great. I love Bad Lieutenant.
Nick Cage just
but that's a remake. There was a Bad Lieutenant in like the 70s.
Yeah, the one with the guy from I know him as Mr. White in the Quentin Tarantino movies or the Wolf in Pulp Fiction. What's his name? Fucking Harvey
Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. He played the original Bad Lieutenant, and apparently that movie was amazing. And then
I love Nick Cage on acid.
Shoot him again! What? His soul is still dancing.
Fucking iguana! I would love to randomly see an iguana everywhere.
So we got Bad Lieutenant is Nick Cage's most Nick Cage's. That one and this is.
But like my favorite Nick Cage movies are The Rock and fucking Con Air.
What is the trilogy?
Yeah.
It was The Rock, Con Air, And fucking, there's another one that he did around that period that was a fucking amazing. Face Off.
Face Off, yeah, Face Off.
Face
those
Off,
are Nick Cage's.
That was the pinnacle of Nick
Although,
Cage.
dude, I just watched Bringing Out the Dead. That was pretty fucking good. But
I love that movie.
It was a very serious movie. There were some comical moments.
But you know what's funny about Bringing Out the Dead?
I love the fact that they featured one of Mark Anthony's song when he plays the fucking.
So here's the best thing about Bringing Out the Dead. Is a lot of that movie, it's extremely accurate on what goes on in the medical field.
What, you guys pray over people and then randomly have them come back to life? Just to let
you talking about fucking with patients?
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit. Everybody hold hands. Now let's pray to God that this guy comes out. They give him the fucking Narcan and he just springs back to fucking life.
I'm not going to get into too much details, but a lot of the shit like that does happen. Especially to see when they go to the hospital and you see everyone getting mad or the nurses talking shit to the patients.
Oh, I believe
that's literally Ben Top. That is fucking Ben Top. And a lot of the, like, I remember watching it with a couple colleagues of mine, and we all just start pointing out the characters, like, that's this, that's that, that's that. Cause we start laughing.
That shit happened to us last week.
That's literally what. So it's hilarious. I love Bringing Out the Dead, but it's not Nick Cage as Nick Cage.
No, it's not as Nick Cage's.
It's a good movie.
He does some really good movies. Leaving Las Vegas. Obviously, he won the best actor for that one.
He did Kiss of the Vampire, which I still haven't seen, but I've seen
Kiss of the Vampire.
I've never seen Kiss of the Vampire, but I've seen so many memes from it. I kind of want to see it just to see what the fuck it's all about. Because the famous Nick Cage movie, like the big old bug eyes, like say whoa, that's from that movie. I never seen that one though. Raising Arizona. You know what? Damn. There's a toss up with Nick Cage being Raising Arizona is fucking Nick Cage as Nick Cage is as well. Like being in prison is like being at the ballpark. He just want to be bonded around food men and women. Just colonizing himself. Raising Arizona is a stupid movie, but it's a great movie. It's a great Coen Brothers movie, but it's Nick Cage being Nick Cage. I mean, it's fucking Nick Cage. I mean, you put Nick Cage in the movie, you can't really do anything much about it. Mandy. Have you watched Mandy yet?
No, I haven't watched Mandy.
That's what brought Nick Cage back into the forefront.
I did watch the History of Swear Words, which I think
is that out already?
I think they underutilized Nick Cage. He was the host.
How many episodes in that? I've been wanting to watch.
I think it's a short series. I think it's only like 6 or 7 episodes.
I've been wanting to watch. So didn't they really use him that much?
And they're short. The episodes are like 30 minutes long.
I know what we're watching now.
Yeah,
I forgot it was on already.
It's on. It's been on for like a month or two.
Now I know what I'm watching next.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So Nick Cage. The only thing I will say, they dyed his hair.
No, that's just him doing that.
Yeah, he dyed his hair. And it looks super unnatural. So he's like, you have Nick Cage standing in front of you with somebody else's beard on him.
Nick Cage is my sister's favorite actor. And fucking, she grew up in the 90s where Nick Cage was just at his peak and then he would lost his damn mind. But fucking...
Bangkok Dangerous.
Bangkok Day was just hilarious because Nick Cage in the wig.
Yeah.
Parents arm waving is a thing. Bangkok Dangerous is so fucking stupid. But you can't take away Bad Lieutenant. I mean,
Bad Lieutenant is my favorite. Dude.
My favorite, well, I love Con Air. Con Air is my favorite movie.
Con Air is my favorite, one of my favorite movies of him. But
no, my favorite movie of him
Bad Lieutenant is my favorite performance.
Yes. Con Air, I love Con Air, but not from Nick Cage.
And even though Bad Lieutenant didn't even get it to the theaters, it went straight to DVD.
No, because that was around the time of something happened, police brutality or some shit around that time. Because that was like 2016, 17, and they're trying to hide it because I mean it's about a movie about a cop beating the shit out of people and putting guns in old ladies' faces and shit. I mean it's it's not an ideal thing to produce when there's something bad happening around that time. I think it was like
2009.
Yeah, so something happened around that time that they didn't aired it. But fucking my favorite movie from Nick Cage is gonna be Face Off. That's always gonna be my number one because it's fucking John Travolta acting like Nick Cage. I mean, you can't really beat that.
Hate to watch you leave, or hate to watch
go.
Love to watch you leave.
Peaches, I can eat a peach for hours. And then fucking but Con Air, I love Con Air for other reasons.
For Halloween.
I love Con Air for other reasons. I love Con Air for the random air guitar or the electric guitar I've never seen.
Dude, Con Air just has the all-star cast,
no,
man.
The best, no, my
Danny
favorite.
fucking Trejo,
No.
Ving Rhames, John
No,
Malkovich.
John Malkovich is John Malkovich at his most John Malkovich.
Nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder in the airplane.
Now that's John Malkovich being at his most John Malkovich is fucking Con Air. He out Malkovich himself, even in being John Malkovich.
No, my favorite John Malkovich is John Malkovich, Christmas Time on SNL. He's like, did you know that if Santa were to go around the world in one night, he'd be traveling at 176,000 miles per second, and his face would literally melt off. And he tells that to the kids as they're sitting in front of him.
I love him in Rounders.
So that means Rudolph's on fire too.
I love him in Rounders. They make fun of that. I remember they did an interview with Matt Damon talking about when he made Rounders. And he goes, John Malkovich goes like, I'm going to show you how much full of shit I am. And he came out with that shitty ass accent. Give this man his money. Give this man his money. I don't give a fuck. And everyone's just cheering him on. Matt Damon's like, remember this. He's like, yeah, he's giving his horrible accent to performers of a Russian. And everyone's cheering him on like, yeah, because John Malkovich. And then John Malkovich literally stops, looks him in the eyes and goes, I'm the worst fucking actor ever, but people love me.
Freaking red. He's like, once they flip the switch and then you're in the shit. And then, yeah.
So I'm like, I like how John Malkovich is self-aware that he is not a good actor, but people love him because he's John Malkovich.
They made a movie about being John Malkovich.
Oh man! All right, we're dragging on now. But before we go away, let's do a bullet review right quick. How you like the bullet rye?
Bullet's okay, man. I mean, it's like Jack Daniels. It's like any other Carl whiskey.
I think
it's like if we're just partying, it's a good one to go to. If it's nothing special.
All right. Well, we should be proud of ourselves.
It's a decent,
We should be proud of ourselves. We cut it 15 minutes down from the last showcase.
Oh shit!
We tried.
We tried.
I mean, once you get us on the road, we got us on the road. It took us a while to get there, but thank God for coming out to this movie podcast.
Two morons drinking fucking whiskey and talking.
Next time around, I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Aliens.
Next time we'll talk about aliens. I'm gonna see if I can get fucking. Oh, James coming back anytime soon, so
let's get him. Get him.
All right. I guess we'll go ahead and sign off here. So once again, a reminder: there are no new episodes for all the whiskey and beer episodes are going out slowly but surely. So don't ask me for requests right now. And if you do, go ahead and do it. I'll plan on buying it for the next go round, which again will be at this point now is April. Did not realize how many episodes I had left. Monster is coming back for those, right?
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah. Do y'all want me back?
Of course they do.
Yeah, we do. No, I don't.
But we can do more IPAs and sours.
You don't want me back anyway, bitches.
And I'll be at a new location soon, so fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, we're gonna go ahead and sign
Guess
off.
to help it move.
You do,
fuckers.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on this one. Drink safe, drink smart, drink responsibly, and go watch movies.
Peace, love, chicken grease, motherfuckers.
It's too sensible for me, man. How you gonna have a dream come true? You love the singing. I used to dream about